Hi guys, it's me again. I am bringing you a warrior guide since I hit level 43. The reason I'm making the guide now is because at level 43 it's a big time for warriors. I'll show you guys why in a minute. But before we start, if you want me to make another warrior guide, a higher level one, just tell me. So when I get a higher level, I'll make one. If you don't, I'm probably still going to make one, but I'd just like to know if you guys want to see it or not. But this is for the people that are going to start a warrior and everything else. So, let's see. My stat points went into END and SPR because warriors have naturally less SP, less magic defense than physical defense, and so SPR will help with that. So, as you guys see, it increases magic defense, crit chance, and SPR. Well, SP, which is your mana. Just spirit is good to put in. Now I got E and D because it does still give me health and defense. If I was going sword and shield, sorry, it would give me block rating, which is shield defense, and it says block rating right here. So yeah, I got 1.6% extra block rate. Now, warriors already have high damage, especially if you're going two-handed like I am. You're gonna have high damage anyway. So strength isn't really something that you want to put points in. If you're going shield and sword, yeah, you might not have lots of damage, but when you're going shield and sword anyway, you're meant to be the tank. You're supposed to tank more and everything. Because at level 100, you turn into turn into a knight. If you're going two-handed, you turn into a gladiator, which obviously gladiators do more damage. Knights tank more, or it has more defense and everything. So either which way you're going, this is a pretty good stat build for it. You can change it up to how your playstyle is or whatever, but this is mine, and this is the guide that I'm doing. So it's your guys' choice. You can go this way, you can kinda do this, do whatever you want. It's just a guide to help you guys get started, to show you a good build, so you guys can get a general idea of what you should and shouldn't do. Now, what was I getting to? So, my point ratio is 2 in SPR and 1 in E and D. Because this is much higher anyway, and this isn't. See, when I have only 16 in E and D, my defense is already 380, and my SPR is only 212. Ugh, can't talk. So it's pretty decent for my level, and that's because of the items I have. I don't have that many. I think my sword, my rings, and my chest piece are the only things that are really worth, that really all these stats are coming from, and it's not even that much. I'll show you guys in a moment. Now let's move on to skills. If you're going sword and shield, you're gonna want this. You're gonna want points in this. Now there is a sword and shield ability that I don't have because I also don't have a shield. But what it does, it gives you a buff that increases your block rating. Now it's a buff. The duration is longer than the cast time, like the cooldown, so there's no point of buffing it at all and everything. And it doesn't change anything. All it does is increase the duration of it. But for warriors, for shield and sword warriors, for one-handed, as it says, you're gonna want to put 5 points in the damage on this one. Now if you're going two-handed warrior, you're gonna want to put 5 points of damage in this one, like I have done. Now these abilities right here, all these don't need to be messed with. The cooldown on that is pretty good. I'll show you guys why not to worry about that stun, because it's a single target, and I'll show you guys just a moment that you guys get a much better one. And this one decreases their defense, so yeah, that'd be awesome if you could buff the effectiveness of it, but you can only increase the duration of the effect. which the cooldown is shorter than the duration on both of these. So there's no point in messing with it. And they don't do any damage anyway, so there's no point of wasting points into that. Buffing the damage when they hardly do any damage on their own. Which it's completely on you guys. I just didn't see any point. Now this one, it's okay. Increases your damage, but decreases your defense. Personally, myself, I don't use it that much, so I didn't mess with it. I already went over that one. Again, this one's duration is longer than the cooldown. This one decreases their dex, but duration is longer than the cooldown. Now this one, this is the why I made this guide right now at 43, because this is what warriors should save up for after putting their first 5 points into something. I'll talk about that in a second. I'll get to this one because this one comes before that. I decreased the cooldown on this because I like tanking and keeping the mobs off my squishies and my healer. So when I'm in a party, I can be the tank and everything, and the healer can heal me. The mage can do all its abilities and everything, and it'll keep them grouped up for AoEs. Speaking of AoEs, we'll get back to this one. This is an AoE damage dealing stun. It hits 10 targets, 10 enemies, lasts for 5 seconds by itself. Right now, I have the damage maxed and the cooldown maxed. I'm working on maxing the duration on the stun. I might not max it actually. I might just put another point in it. Give it like 2 seconds or 1.5 seconds extra on it. Just for that extra bit of stun. When I make the later video, I'll tell you guys on what I did. And that's all the abilities for the warrior. Now let me go ahead and quickly show you guys the items. What you want to go for is E&D, Strength, or E&D, SPR, Dexterity, and SPR. So those 4. Now this one has E&D and Dex, which makes me more tanky, and the Dexterity increases my aim rate, so that means I hit him more often than missing, and gives me health and defense. So this is pretty good for a warrior, especially if you're going to a tank. Now as you can see, these are all NPCs, and these are pretty useless. This one gives me E&D, Strength, or E&D and Dex, and a little bit SPR. This is a ring, so I wasn't expecting too much on it. So it's okay. It makes me a little more tankier. Same thing with this one, just makes me a little slightly tankier. It's kind of what my build's kind of going towards, is being tanky and just doing damage with my weapons and abilities. Now this one gives me, I got this from a drop, so it's not really something you could buy it, I guess, since it gives 4 or 3 of the stats you want, and pretty decent amounts of them. Now I got E&D, Dexterity, and SPR. You see a pattern, don't you? Now these are the main 3 stats I look for on my warrior, because I want to be tanky. My weapon and my abilities already do quite a bit of damage, so I just want to be there to tank and still do damage. That's why I went with two-handed, not sword and shield, but I still went tanky. Now you guys can find SPR if you really want to be like STR if you want to damage, but that's just not me. If I want a damage dealer, if I want a pure damage dealer, I'm just gonna go mage, to be honest. But I enjoy tanking things. I enjoy playing mages and stuff too. This is the first time I really got a warrior this high, that's why I'm so excited about it. Alright, so figure out what type of warrior you're gonna be, and kind of stride to going towards the either tanky side or damage dealer. You can do both like I do. I go tanky and then rely on my weapon and my abilities to do all the damage for me. And it was worked out so far. It's been about 16 days since I started this warrior. and I've gotten pretty far on it. Well, I created a little before that, but I kind of took a hiatus. So let's kind of chop our way through these guys. Now you want to debuff them, and I'll show you ahead and show you the stun. Now I missed that guy, because these guys are higher level than me, but we're doing okay. They don't do a lot of damage, as you can see. Let's see how much damage if I can debuff you. Can I debuff you? Yes, I did. Now you're doing what? 35? 40? Now the warriors are like a lot about debuffing and just stunning the enemy. Because, see, this decreases their attack rate, this decreases their armor, and this decreases their dexterity. So let's go ahead and kill that guy off. We don't care about ore. Let's go this way. So this is generally this is the 40 abyss, by the way. Alright, so we got like 3 here. We can easily do this. The animation's a little slower on the stun, apparently. Okay, so we want to debuff them, so they do less damage. So you can tank about 5 of these guys with the items I have. I wouldn't advise too many more than that, honestly. Unless you're scrolled up and you got a cleric buff or something. Now I will, after I finish this guys, I will put some scrolls on and pull a couple of them, see how long I can live. Haven't done that yet. As you can see, I got some scrolls right here. Can I move this? Or does it kind of disappear? Yeah, it's not going to show it's there. I hate it when it does that. But it's there, it just doesn't show it. I can still use it. Alright, almost done with these guys. I was kind of thinking about doing kind of a podcast thing. So if you guys are interested of that, I will do it. I kind of do some like a fiesta kingdom quest and have my friend on the mic and everything, and we just talk about random stuff. Alright, so let's scroll up. See, you've got an HP scroll, got an SP scroll. They don't do any magic damage. Got a shield scroll. These are all tier 2s, by the way, so they're not that great. Aim scroll. And evasion scroll. Right there. For some reason it says that they're tier 1 here, but then it says they're tier 2 over here. And I know they're tier 2, because I made them. My clerics. See, there's 4, 5, 6. I think that should be enough. Oh, we got pulled another one anyway. So we got 7 on me. So we want to kind of keep them grouped up, guys. Alright, so you want to debuff them and then stun them. And then try to keep attacking one of the ones that don't get stunned for whatever reason. Alright, so this is a sword combat here. Here, I'll go ahead and switch over to my axe, so you guys can see the axe and everything. Kind of get a good feel of what you want to do. Here you go. Let's just switch over to one that's not stunned. Well, they're all not stunned now. Apparently I'm not attacking. There you go. Pop a potion. Now see, even with these buffs on and everything, they still do quite a bit of damage. So if you had a cleric or even a cleric buff, it makes this easier. Much easier if you had a cleric in your party. I love having clerics in my party. Clerics are fun people to play with. I'd have to say the warrior and the cleric are one of my favorites to play, because I can just sit there and tank quite a bit. But I have to say I choose the warrior over the cleric if I'm soloing. I don't have many people that I'm playing with right now, so I don't need a cleric or anything. My friend's at school, so he's kind of busy. So, here we go. I did make a video on my server and everything, the one I'm on, and then my name right there. So you guys can see, you guys can join if you want to, and drop me a message or in a friend invite or everything, and we'll work out some stuff to do. I can help you guys out if you're lower level or just started out. I don't mind helping people. Just remember, I gotta do some other stuff too, like live, and then getting this warrior up higher, so I can make the new guide for you guys. Short hopper. All right, there we go. We just dropped a couple of them. Didn't really have to. I used like one of these. So overall, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I really like this ability. I do. It's awesome. It's an AoE stun that does a lot of damage. Alright, well, so thank you guys for watching this. I'm not going to take up any more of your time. Drop a like or whatever if you guys want to. It helps me out. You don't even have to subscribe, just a like makes me feel so much better about myself. But you guys don't have to, it's cool. I don't want to be one of those people that are asking for it. Just if you like this video, just let me know by give me a like and a comment or something. Thank you guys. Bye. Where's that button again? There it is.